Hello, and everyone, welcome to the Boise State Esports Arena. Tonight, we have an exciting match for you in the NACE Rocket League series for this season. It's going to be Boise State versus Stonechild, an old favorite of the arena here as they are in their second season as an esports program. My name is Audrey Norris, and tonight I will be joined by Joe Chigbrow to catch all the action. How are you doing tonight?
Doing all right. How's your night been going at this point?
It's been going pretty good. I'm excited to see some Rocket League. It's been a little bit since I've casted it. What are you expecting, do you think, tonight from this match? New season, new opportunities, right?
Yeah, as you said, this Stonechild University, they're kind of new into the mix of the esports scene. But from what I've heard, and I've never had the chance to actually cast them, but from what I've heard, this is not a team to necessarily write off. They definitely have put up a fight with other teams that we've contested in the past. And at the end of the day, they've had at least one whole season to get into their groove at this point. I think Boise State obviously looks really strong too, but at the end of the day, it's all going to come down to the games that we watch.
Absolutely. And, you know, like you were talking about, just because a team is new doesn't mean that they don't have potential. After an entire season of just getting used to things, they have the capability of doing a whole lot better. And as always, if you want to succeed in Rocket League, you'll want to follow Doc's keys to the game. Or not. We'll ignore that and we'll come back to it later as we're going to go right into the first game. Once again, Boise State versus Stonechild here. So we're going to get into the kickoff.
So I think it's actually important to note, so the kickoff already in favor of Boise State, but it's important to note that Boise State has a slightly different roster than they normally do for this first game today. We've got our traditional Gil and Durtho, but this time we're swapping in Hoosh. We'll have to see how that changes the playstyle for both teams.
Yeah, and we can already see there's a lot of action today. Boise State just trying to get control of the ball here. Knocking it over to Stonechild's side. Gil going in for the shot, but it's just barely saved by Stonechild there.
Durtho playing it towards the ball, is able to get past one, has another. Maybe looks to the flick here. Oh, there's no one actually in the way. All three players Boise State up. They had an open net, so fair enough on the triple commit, honestly.
Yeah, Boise State trying to go in for the ball. Goal is wide open as they all just go in with really no one there to recover the ball. Yeah, the triple commit does make sense, though don't want to make a habit of that.
Not the end of the world for Stonechild either. Still plenty of time here. Durtho going for the hanging shot off the wall. Hoosh takes the shot from the corner. A good clear out from Stonechild. Main skill that has to rotate back now. A demo on the wall. Hoosh with the 50-50. Durtho almost own goals. Coordination not quite where it needs to be. Durtho playing it towards the wall. Goes for the backwards touch over to Hoosh. But actually ends up taking it himself. Flips past one. And looks like Durtho might just be playing backwards.
I have been noticing that. Durtho's just having fun playing backwards today. SC Joey is going to go in for the goal. Ooh, Hoosh and Gil going in for the save.
Durtho on the wall. Looking for the shot, gets a flip reset, gets past one, but doesn't have the angle. Is going to play it towards the sidewall. Steal some boost. Hoosh with the shot, it'll bounce off the backboard, leaving an opportunity for Gil, who has to follow it back towards the corner. Pass it up past one. Durtho to Hoosh, looks like a pinch attempt. They're going to keep pressure on the side of Stonechild a little longer. And a shot here will create even more opportunities, but Durtho ends up having to keep it on their end of the field.
Durtho launching the ball into the air. It is on Boise State's side, giving Stonechild the chance to go for a goal here.
Pass towards the wall. Hoosh is up. Not quite ready for it yet. Durtho over to Gil. Hoosh in the corner is able to deflect. There's no one back for Boise State right now. Gil looking for the flick now, is able to outplay one. Does get past Joey, has another attempt, gets past the second, only has one more to beat, but he can't quite do it. Has the pass on the backboard, a shot from Durtho, but it's going to be a little high. Hooch with the shot follow-up, and Boise State will extend their lead now. We're about at the halfway point. Boise State taking a commanding lead in game one.
Just a nice bounce off the backboard there, allowing Hooch to get a clean goal with no one there to defend. 2 minutes, 25 seconds left with 2-0. Boise State is in a comfortable spot here as they launch it back over to Stonechild's side.
50-50 with Gil. Hangs out at the midfield line. Durtho going for the front post. Can't quite do anything with it. Hooch ends up faking. Gil ends up leaving it as well. They play it towards the other corner entirely. Gil has a little bit of boost left in the tank. Goes for the pass over to Hooch. They'll hit it over into the corner. Joey has the first response. Hooch with the 50-50, but they're not able to keep pressure. Now they have to play it past the midfield line. Actually, all three players are up for that ball. It's an open net. They just need to take the shot. Gil takes the shot, but Hooch is in the way. So Boise State will not be able to score a third one in that mark. Gil is able to get past one. He's looking for a redemption moment, but he can't quite get it. Have to deflect to Durtho, who is now looking for the play in the midfield.
Durtho trying to go in for the waterfall shot. It's deflected by Molly here with Joey and other Stonechild members trying to knock it away, but Gil sneaks it past them into the goal, getting Boise State's third goal of the night.
Exactly what you're looking for if you are Boise State University. You want that mounting pressure that we've talked about so often before. This is only game one, though, out of a 5-game series possibly, so we could see a completely different game two. Stonechild is running out of time to get their lead back, though. Able to get past one, past Durtho. Hooch is up with 50-50, actually hits it towards the wall over to Gil, who does have first response, pushes it in the corner. Durtho with the shot, a bump from Gil, but it's not going to open up the net enough as Hooch is able to take up the wall and look for a shot of his own.
Gil trying to go for the lineup there with Hooch. They go for the waterfall, but it bounces away as Joey tries to clear it. Stonechild is looking for their opening now, but Durtho's going to bounce the ball away. With only 1 minute remaining, Stonechild has a very tall order here to really be able to come back from this. And it looks like Boise State isn't going to give them a chance as they go for another goal. Durtho sneaking in there to take it from Gil.
And, okay, there we go. Yeah, Gil just had a really good pass here. And it probably would have gone in regardless, but Durtho made sure to get the sneaky in and steal another one for his highlight reel. 50-50. Durtho will lead the charge, only has to get past one defender, has the flip reset, is going to go for it, and he'll take the shot, bar down. Durtho commanding the lead to 5 goals now.
Boise State getting the ball just such quickly off the kickoff there, able to get a nice waterfall shot once again. Now 4-0, 5-0, 43 seconds on the clock. As we go into the next kickoff here, Hooch is just going to push the ball right past Stonechild up towards their goal. Boise State is not giving them any chances here, really, as they're trying to recover. Stonechild trying to bring it over to Boise State's side. 30 seconds remaining. Tries to go in for the shot, but it's deflected by Boise State as Hooch bounces it away. Joey tries to go in, gets demoed as Gil blocks the goal. Nice save from Gil as he's going to launch it over the side. 10 seconds left. One more shot on goal from Stonechild. Gil's going to drive it over, try and go in for one more shot. As the ball lands, though, Boise State is going to take the first round best of 5 here.
Yeah, so that was quite a good start for Boise State University. We can see that they pretty much led in everything. They did consume the most boost for the side control and shots that they did end up earning, but they ended up coming out with an astounding 5-0 victory. That being said, it is just one game that those extra 4 goals aren't going to end up mattering when you get into game 2. There's definitely room for adjustments to kind of counteract this Boise State offense going into game 2. In my mind, all that really is getting more control of the midfield. Yeah,
it looked like, as we could see from the statistics there, that Boise State had the overall side control for the most part, but Stonechild wasn't too far behind. And so, like you said, if they can manage to get control of the midfield here and just get a better, I think, setup for their shots, because they did take quite a few shots like Boise State, but they weren't in the right position to actually defend and actually recover from all of the stuff that Gil was able to block from them.
Yeah, it felt like Boise State was heavily relying on their offense in that game 1, and keeping that pressure up. We'll have to see if that's the same strategy in game 2. At this point, if you're Boise State, you might just say, if it ain't broke. We'll see. Going into game 2 now, heading off into the kickoff here. A meaty engine sound. I don't know whose car that is, but that's a good one. Waiting for the kickoff here. There we go. All right. 50-50 in favor of Stone Child right off the bat. Gil has a good response, is not letting it by. Durtho with the clear up field. Gil will get the follow-up, take it towards the wall, and get another tap here. Past one. Can't get past the last defender. Joey with the clear. And now we're waiting.
Yeah, who's trying to get control of the ball here as Stone Child loses control. Durtho's going to try and waterfall it, hits the backboard, and Joey's going to bounce it away from him over to Boise State's side, goes over Hoosh and into the goal, giving Stone Child the first goal of this game.
We can already see maybe that adjustment is paying dividends for Stone Child. Joey is able to take the shot off of a pass from himself, getting past Hoosh. Will find an open net there. Having their first goal in the whole series, but their first goal as well.
Yeah, Boise kickoff isn't really going to go either side, but Boise State manages to gain control of the ball as Gil takes a shot to the corner of the goal there. Ooh, Durtho setting up the shot here, as we can see, just able to bounce it over to Gil, who just kind of knew there that was going to happen.
Durtho, who reads that, man?
Durtho does.
That was an insane read off the ceiling. Now we have Gil just trying to keep pressure for his team right now. Not able to do much with it. Hoosh over the Durtho. They could just try to remain in control of the play. Looks like they are. They have the trust to get past their own net. The shot is on. Gil has to get the clear. He realizes he has time. Goes for the 50-50. Gets past one. Gets past two. Is not going to be able to beat in the corner. Hoosh up to keep the pressure on. Joey will pass it over mid. Now, waiting at the midfield line. Gil's going to try to put a shot on that, but he can't quite do it. A long clear from Joey, responded to by Durtho. We're in a ping-pong mode now. Almost a spectacular shot off the wall from Hoosh, but he barely did not have the car length to make it happen. Another pass from Durtho, but he ends up clearing it away at the last moment.
Ooh, Durtho trying to get a shot to recover there from earlier. Hoosh backs him up, but Joey blocks the goal as it gets cleared away. Joey tries to go in for the shot, but Gil knocks it away from the goal here, as Boise State and Stone Child are trying to wrestle for control of the ball. Durtho just waiting, gonna drive it up the side of the wall here, begin a waterfall approach on the goal with Hoosh trying to back him up, but it gets shot towards an empty goal. Hoosh is not able to make it as Stone Child gets the second goal of the game for them, leading once again 2-1 in their favor.
They're getting control of that midfield. They cut off the pass immediately and gave no space to Boise State offense. That reliance a little bit on their offense, not quite working out for them yet. They have 3 minutes to get their lead back if they can. Gil is trying to lead that initiative now. Goes for the shot. He does end up getting it past two defenders. Hooch will finish it off. And now we are back to a 0-0 scoreline. A little bit more than 3 minutes on the clock. A bad 50-50 is what gave Gil the opportunity here. It looks like, I'm going to guess that's Imbardi. Did not quite have the angle he wanted off the kickoff.
As we go off into another kickoff right off the last one. Ooh, Stone Child gets the advantage here, but it gets bounced back by Gil. Going over to the goal, Durtho tries to connect it, but it hits the cross guard there. Joey's going to now try and get it away. Hoosh gains control of the ball for Boise State, but Stone Child's gonna knock it over to their side. Once again, just going back and forth in the midfield here. Both teams looking for their spot. Hoosh pops it up for Gil. Ooh, goes in the goal right before Stone Child can recover the ball.
Good control here from Gil. Hoosh just gets the pass up, and Gil just takes the shot. Realizes he has an open net, but ends up getting the top shelf anyway. A lead again for Boise State University, but Stone Child is trailing pretty close behind. We're still not even halfway through this game. Plenty of time left for comebacks. Hoosh trying to prevent that, going for it off the wall. Looks like Stone Child is just able to get the clear out now. A pass mid from Gil, but no one's there to respond. He has to follow it up. He is beat by Joey. They don't have the pressure yet, however. Durtho trying to keep it in control of his team, but he can't quite do it. He has to rotate back, leaving it for Gil to take the shot here. A good clear from Stone Child. This could be an opportunity for them to get out, but they can't beat Durtho. They just have to hit it across the net, and they'll reset entirely as they're finally able to get to the midfield line. They just have to beat Hoosh. Doesn't look like they're quite able to. Oh, they are, with the cut rotation from Stone Child.
Ooh, Gil trying to go for an empty net, but is blocked by a Stone Child quickly going in there to control the ball. Gil tries to rotate, ends up demoing Joey in the process, and Hoosh is able to gain control of the ball for Boise State here. Gonna launch it up into the air, dribbling it near the goal with Durtho lying in wait, but Joey's able to block it as Durtho tries to recover, takes the shot, but not able to get it once again. Stone Child has tightened up their defense here and is now gonna bring it over to Boise State's side, as Gil tries to send it back to Hoosh. A nice pass between the two here, securing another goal for Boise State.
Quality give and go, seeing Hoosh on the wall and having the faith to take that shot. You can see Stone Child was not ready for that in the slightest. I don't think they expected that kind of angle from that play, so they didn't have anyone back. Now with about 1:30 left on the clock, we're not looking at a dead situation for Stone Child yet, but we're looking at a scary situation. They need to get back in whatever groove they had in the first few minutes, but they just can't seem to hold on against this Boise State offense. Gil finding a hat trick to his name now. Oh my goodness.
That was an insane angle from Gil there, but it does put Boise State in a very comfortable position here for the last 1:30 of the game. Gil going for the ball here. Gonna bounce it down to the goal. Hoosh and Durtho try to go in for the ball, but aren't able to coordinate. So they have to bring it back over to their side to try and gain control for a little bit. Gil bounces it away from goal as Joey tried to connect with it. There's an empty net here for Boise State. Gil and Durtho and Hoosh all trying to go in, but they're not connecting as Stone Child manages to recover in time. 1 minute remaining with Boise State at a very significant lead now.
Oh my gosh, the flip reset almost went the whole way. Hoosh with the pinch, Joey with the clear. Now waiting, Gil is able to get the pass out mid. Someone has to respond. Durtho ends up clearing it out away from Hoosh. Against the wall, can't quite do anything. Gil is resetting, looks for the pass out mid again, has the response from Hoosh, who takes the shot, blocked by Joey at the last minute. Gil now looking for a shot of his own, can't quite do it, has to end up leaving it. Goes for the little bit of a dribble play here, is able to get past one, only needs to get the flick here. Ends up faking out both the Stone Child defender and his own teammate and just forces it through into the back of the net here. This extends their lead to 4 goals and it pretty much closes out game 2 here.
Ooh, Joey jumps just barely over the pole there, not able to really bounce it back. He was pretty close. I don't think if he had done that little aerial there, he would have actually gotten it. Ooh, but he does get a solid kickoff that is
oh, no way.
Not able to, oh, wow. All right. So right off of kickoff there, Durtho's able to launch the ball back up to Gil. He gets a nice connecting shot there into the goal. With only 15 seconds left on the clock, Boise State has a 5-goal lead on Stone Child here. As Stone Child once again tries to get the ball off of kickoff here. They had a nice shot, but it hit the backboard. 8 seconds left. Durtho's trying to drive up to the goal here. See. Stone Child's not going to let the ball drop, but Gil's going to knock it away from them before they can take a shot on goal. Hoosh is going to drive it over to Stone Child's side, but it hits the ground with Boise State declared the winner of the second round.
You can see, actually, the total shots went up for Stone Child, but boost use and side control actually went down. It is interesting that they were still able to find the back of the net twice with less than 40% of boost control. Might mean that they might be having a little bit more quality or focusing more on the quality of their shots in order to gain that kind of early lead, but you have to hand it to them. They did find a way to get into the back of the net into this game. They still end up losing a 5-0 deficit, but it's a lot, honestly, it was a lot closer for much of that game up until the end.
Yeah, and the nice thing about like a 5-game match like this, it's not best of 3, it's best of 5, which means that they still have a chance to recover from this. And the more matches that you play against your opponent, the more you learn. And it's already obvious just from these 2 matches that we've seen that they are learning that Boise State's tactics, and they're able to recover and actually take a couple shots themselves. So we'll have to see going into this next match here if they're able to learn what more from the last match and take some more goals.
heading into this kickoff.
Both teams loading in real quick.
All right, here we go. Off the bat, Hoosh is actually leaving the goal entirely. Looks like they're going for a passing play here. Gil leading that way is over to pass it to Durtho. Goes for the shot, gets it past one. Hoosh can't quite finish it. Not a good enough angle. Gil's the last man back with no boost. Joey's looking for the solo play, is able to get on top of Gil, but can't get it down and underneath. Durtho looking to defuse the play in the corner, works with Gil to get it out, but he can't quite. It's towards the net. Hoosh has to make a save, and he does, but it's just over to Joey. He takes the shot, but it's not good enough. Hoosh will get the clear out, and they will defuse the play entirely. Boise State looking for another chance to find the back of the net here. Can't quite do it yet. Durtho looking for the pass here. Is able to get past one, but only has the flip reset. Maybe has another. He does have the second one, and Gil will finish it off. 2 flip resets in 1 play will give Boise State their first goal and will break the scorelessness for the first 2 seconds.
Yeah, you can see Stonechild was trying to figure out how to approach dealing with Durtho. Unfortunately, when he's in the air like that, it is really hard to counter unless you're as high up as he is. But it looks like kickoff, Stonechild is going to get it immediately, but Durtho is going to fire it back over to their side. Gil, once again, is going to get the pass into the goal there. Boise State has seemed to figure out Stonechild's tactics here with the receiving of the kickoff and have gotten 2 quick goals right off the bat because of it.
Yeah, it looks like they're going for a lot of aerial passing plays. Maybe they're just trying to use their aerial speed and their ability to just make decisions in the air faster, kind of as their mechanism for scoring now. They're relying heavily on these upper shelf mechanics and just forcing the initiative a lot more on their comfort. Oh my gosh, on their comfortability.
Oh my gosh.
And a great read from the ceiling there from Durtho.
Yeah, Durtho just bouncing it off the ceiling there into the corner. Gets one of the most insane corner shots, giving Boise State their 3rd goal, 3-0, with only a little bit under 4 minutes left on the clock. It's not impossible for Stonechild to come back from, but Boise State has a very comfortable lead if they're able to keep up the side control they have right now here, as they try to take another shot too.
Gil has to slow down the play. He does end up getting it. Durtho got the demo. Joey gets the shot past. Hoosh has to lead the way now. Up towards the wall. Gil is there to respond, takes the shot, but it's just a little bit too high. Durtho has the response, tries to get it back across. Can't quite do it. Stonechild's defense hangs on. Joey is able to get the save out to the corner. He's the only one leading the pack right now. Durtho is up to force the initiative. Hoosh is there to take the shot. And an excellent display of using the first man just to create pressure here, because Durtho has no intention of even really getting to the ball, just wants Joey to throw it away. That way Hoosh can come in and force the shot, find the back of the net, and extend their lead even further. This is not what you wanted coming into your last life if you're Stonechild.
Yeah, as we go into the next kickoff, Boise State is going to be going for it a little bit faster this time, as they already get it onto Stonechild's side. Hoosh gets it away from 2 of their members. Gil's helping them recover here as they bring it over to Durtho, though they bounce it over to their own side, with Durtho bouncing the ball into the goal.
Yeah, it looks like Durtho might have just been trying to have fun with it. He definitely went for the own goal here. There's too many steps to have this be, oops, I accidentally scored it. So, but I guess they're really feeling the comfort at this point. Stonechild is able to get 1. Who knows? Maybe they can use 3 minutes to score, 8 more. And then we go to a game 4.
Yeah, we'll have to see as we get into it. It's on Boise State's side now. Hoosh bounces it over to Stonechild. There's a Molly is able to bounce it away and prevent the goal, but Gil does try to recover it here. Gil and Durtho. Let's see, Joey tries to recover it. Hoosh is able to gain control of the ball, bounces it to Durtho, but has to bounce it off the backboard, but still gets the goal for Boise State here.
Hoosh passes out mid. Durtho towards the backboard. An excellent double tap there and a good pass from Hoosh. Kind of a, not like, it's fancy, but it's not too fancy. We've seen it before. Kind of the textbook give and go off the backboard there.
Yeah, Boise State, let's see. Brings it over, Durtho trying to waterfall it down once again, but isn't able to line it up how he wants, especially with the demo. Molly's able to take it away from them. Gil passes it to Hoosh over here, who's going to bounce it off the backboard, tries to bounce it down. Durtho and Gil try to back him up, but they're not able to get the goal as it goes over to Boise State's side.
Hoosh has the follow-up, probably throwing it back to himself here. Gets the dribble past one, only has to get past one more, but he can't quite do it. Durtho now defusing the play, looks for the 50-50 and gets it into the corner. Gil with the follow-up, trying to get it across to the other end of the field. He's able to, over to Hoosh, who gets the clear downfield. Pressure in favor of Boise State now. Can't quite do much else with it. It hangs out in front of the net. Durtho has a shot, doesn't make contact, whiffs entirely. Defensive play kind of coming to a head now for Stone Child as they're able to get past the midfield line off of a tragic whiff.
Durtho and Gil dribbling the ball down the court. Hoosh kind of gets in the way for a moment, but Durtho is able to bounce back and recover, allowing them to get another goal for Boise State here at the end.
And we are sitting at quite the goal deficit for Stone Child again. They're again at that 5-0 scenario. No one making contact with the ball. Gil's able to pass it towards the wall, maybe just back to himself. Bangs it against the wall out mid. Durtho with the shot, passes it back down to Gil, who takes the shot but can't find the open net. Hoosh now towards the corner, looking to just create more pressure. Is able to get past one. It'll hang out. Joey can't make contact, and no shot from Gil means that Stone Child is able to find a way back out.
Ooh, ball is now going towards Boise State's side. Hoosh is able to recover and bounce it over to Gil and Durtho, who try to set up a pass but aren't able to get it in the spot where they need to make the goal. As Mbarti is going to try and get it away from them, passes it over to Molly, but isn't able to line up for the goal, so Durtho and Gil save the ball. It's still on Boise State's side. Both teams are trying to just get around the ball with 1 minute remaining. Boise State does have a lead of 5 goals in total right now. As we're once again just watching just a lot of in front of the goal play. Ooh, Gil is demoed, but still manages to get the hat trick as the ball bounces into the goal from midfield here.
Just able to barely pass it around the midfield defenders for Stone Child. It looks like we're looking maybe at a Brazil scoreline by the end of this match, but at the end of the day, a well-fought game two, especially for Stone Child. Just feels like Boise State is really feeling it right now.
Yeah, ooh, demo on Hoosh, so he's not able to complete the pass, but Gil is able to bounce it over Joey, giving Boise State the 8th goal of the game with less than a minute left here. We go into the next kickoff. Hoosh goes for the ball, bounces it off of Joey onto Stone Child's side, able to get it over Molly. Not a pass lined up where he wants it. 30 seconds remaining as Stone Child tries to drive it over to Boise State's goal. They're deflected and have to rotate to recover here. Hoosh in the air, passes it to Durtho, bounces it off the backboard as it just barely bounces in.
Yeah, Durtho just going for another backboard read. He's able to bar down barely. Joey almost had it. There was actually 3 players up for Boise State on that play. If that ball had not gone in, it could have been scary very quickly.
Just another quick off the kickoff ball there. Gil is able to bounce it off of Molly. You can see he bounces it over, it hits the cross guard and the Molly's car as Gil's able to then just pass it straight into goal.
Yeah, with 11 seconds left on the clock here, a 9-goal lead for Boise State. It doesn't look like it's possible anymore for Stone Child. You'd have to get some insane plays. Good shot from Hoosh. But at this point, yeah, I mean, if you're Stone Child, don't fret about it too much, honestly. Boise State, I mean, they've got their fair amount of accolades. And at the end of the day, losses are great for replay reviews. I mean,
that's true.
This is, with all the goals scored here from either team. Anytime it's a high-scoring game, it's a great replay to look at.
Yeah. As we see, ball is going to hit the ground as soon as the players let it. Gil is going to try and go for one more shot here. Passes it over to Durtho and Hoosh, who are just going to bring it over to Boise State's side. Drive it over around a little bit. Just practicing his dribbling ability. It's barely on the edge of his car as Stone Child bounces it away from him. Durtho tries to gain control of it once more.
Looks like they're...
They're all just trying to keep it up in the air right now, it looks like, as Joey bounces it away.
Joey says he's done. All right. No worries there. Boise State coming out on top. We can see side control about the same as it was in game 2, but total shots, less than 20% of the shots are taken there from blue side. Boise State had a very commanding lead on the offensive end.
Yeah, Stone Child really did not have a lot of opportunities in that last match to actually get to Boise State's side and take a couple goals. Boise State just, I think from, like we were talking about how you have to learn from the previous matches, Boise State figured that out. They realized that Stone Child really likes to go in fast for those kickoffs, so instead of trying to contest them, they just waited out the first couple goals and were able to bounce them over Stone Child and get the goals in really fast. I mean, we saw quite a few goals that went in quick succession just because of Boise State able to get it over Stone Child before they could react.
Yeah, I mean, it felt like Stone Child really relies heavily, or at least relied heavily in that match on Joey on the defensive line. So it felt like kind of maybe the adjustment in game 2 was, well, every time we see Joey back, let's just wait a second, let him get his clear, then we'll all go in at once. As soon as Joey's done, has to go grab boost, and then we'll just score like that. And I think in game 2, it really, game 3 especially, it really showed off that they were like, all right, well, at this point, we'll just play in the air and we'll just force them to waste boost, and then we'll just go for these crazy shots over and over again.
Yeah, especially since Boise State just has such command of the air. If you don't have a similar level of aptitude, it can just be hard to deal with. And that is one of the hardest parts of Rocket League, is just learning how to do your aerials effectively. And when you're dealing with players like Hoosh and Gil and Durtho who know how to combo off of each other in the air, it's a really hard combo to deal with.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's a very offensive-oriented combo. But at the end of the day, we can only crown one player with player of the game.
Absolutely.
Who do you got?
I think I'm going to go with Gil this time. He had a lot of really good shots overall throughout all the matches, some nice, tight, clean corners. So I think he's going to be my player of the game today.
Yeah, I think I think it's probably between Gil and Hoosh for me, honestly. I think Hoosh did a really good job of slotting into a team that we don't see him get to play with very often. And I think he had a couple really cool plays. He had that one shot off the sidewall from a long pass that I thought was really impressive and fun to watch. I mean, Durtho had his fair shares of kind of, Durtho things where he's going for the reads off the ceiling over and over again. But at the end of the day, Gil was there to finish up a lot of the shots that were taken, and Hoosh was all over the place. So,
all right,
in a good way.
All right, well, we're going to go in and see what the Idaho Central Credit Union player of the game is. And it looks like it is going to be Gil, who, as we were already talking about, just had a lot of really nice shots and was able to back up the team in multiple situations, just guaranteeing the goal. And as always, today's player of the game is brought to you by Idaho Central Credit Union. ICCU believes that a great player makes a team more successful, just like how Idaho Central helps its members achieve financial success. Gil is your Idaho Central Credit Union player of the game.
Yeah, that was a fantastic shot there. He got the read off the ceiling and then took the power shot from the air.
Yeah, there were a lot of incredible shots that were just reads. That were just such good reads. There was a lot of those today, but that one was really good. And Gil also had a lot of really impressive, from range shots, too, just, from mid and just bouncing them off of other people. Gil did a really good job. He had a great command of the field today.
I 100% agree. That midfield line got nowhere with the help of Gil.
Yeah. Is there any last thoughts you have tonight before we wrap up?
I think at the end of the day, offense remained king in this. I feel like I don't get to highlight offense as much as my final thoughts or my tips for the day, but I think offense definitely was the reigning champion of that series. Whoever had offense had the win. Yeah,
no, Boise State and Stone Child just once, as you said, as long as they were able to keep command of the field and keep the pressure on, they were succeeding. So with that final thought, we're going to go into the top 5 plays of the game, which, as always, are brought to you by the Idaho Army National Guard, which invites you to take your impressive critical thinking skills into real time. With more than 10 jobs offering a $20,000 bonus and your degree of choice paid for, the Idaho Army National Guard is the best team to join. Reach out to them on Twitch at iGuard Gaming. And once again, thank you for watching with all of us. It was a really fun match to see, especially because it's always good to see new Rocket League teams coming into the scene. We're going to leave you with the top 5 plays of the game and enjoy them, and have a good night.
50-50. Durtha will lead the charge, only has to get past one defender, has the flip reset, is going to go for it, and he'll take the shot, bar down. Durtha commanding the lead to 5 goals now.
Boise State getting the ball just such quickly off the kickoff there, able to get a nice waterfall shot and drive it up the side of the wall here. Begin a waterfall approach on the goal with Hush trying to back him up, but it gets shot towards an empty goal. Hush is not able to make it as Stonechild gets the second goal of the game for them, leading once again 2-1 in their favor.
They're getting control of that midfield. They cut off the pass. Can't quite do it yet. Durtha looking for the pass here. Is able to get past one, but only has the flip reset. Maybe has another. He does have the second one, and Gil will finish it off. 2 flip resets and 1 play will give Boise State their first goal and will break the scorelessness for the first 2 seconds.
Yeah, you can see Stonechild was trying to figure out, able to get it once again. Stonechild has tightened up their defense here and is now going to bring it over to Boise State's side as Gil tries to send it back to Hush. A nice pass between the two here, securing another goal for Boise State.
Quality give and go, seeing Hush on the wall and having the faith.
If he had done that little aerial there, he would have actually gotten it. Ooh, but he does get a solid kickoff that is
oh, no way.
not able to, oh, wow. All right. So right off of kickoff there, Durtha is able to launch the ball back up to Gil. He gets a nice connecting shot. Boise State Esports Arena. Tonight we have an exciting Collegiate Rocket League match for all of you. It's going to be Boise State versus UTD. Once again, I am Audrey Norris, and co-casting with me tonight is Joe Chigbrow. We're going to be catching all of the action for just this awesome night of Rocket League continued. And as we get into it, there is a good question to ask, since the last match that we watched earlier today was a NACE match. So the question is, what is the difference between NACE and CRL?
Well, I think one of the big differences is NACE is a lot more of an open league. You get to play a lot of different teams with kind of more open borders as to who gets kind of invited to play in that. So you'll play teams that go from like some of the best teams in the entire league to teams that are kind of still new, like the last team we saw, but still definitely a threat to consider. But I think CRL is more of a league that's really focused on getting into the elite echelon. It's embraced by RLCS, which is, RL Esports is the big kahuna for Rocket League Esports. It runs the entire thing. So it is as close as it will get to a complete competitive scene for Collegiate Rocket League. It makes it a much bigger deal.
Yeah, which makes a lot of sense. After all, I mean, like, there's always those starting place tournaments where you kind of just see a lot of mixes. Everyone's welcome, which means we get a variety of gameplay and skill level, which is always good when you're starting out because you want to learn what the top level is. But CRL is more about just who is really going to be the best. And as always, if you want to be the best in Rocket League, you want to know Doc's keys to the games. And for that in Rocket League is to create mistakes, punish the DBL commit, don't overstay, and bump your opponents to disrupt. Rocket League is all about disruption and getting the opening you're looking for. And as always, Doc's keys to the games are brought to you by Dropping Gaming. Dropping Gaming is the premier online platform for gamers who seek competition. Play your favorite games to win cash and prizes in both free and paid entry events and tournaments. Whether you are new to the scene or a seasoned veteran, Dropping Gaming has the right games and competition for you. As we get into this next match, what do you think is going to be the main thing that's going to determine whether or not both teams, which one comes out on top here? As we saw last time, Boise State in NACE was just really on the offensive. But do you think that's going to work in CRL?
Well, it does work in CRL. We've seen them play in CRL before and use a very similar strategy. It doesn't work necessarily to that extent because these teams are some pretty scary teams, all things considered. But every time that I've watched them play in CRL, and as we walk into this game, we might immediately start to see it, Boise State still holds true to that play style of just trying to keep the pressure all the time, and they don't have to worry about defense if they never let it pass the midfield line. Right off the bat, we can see Boise State already leading with that power, but right off the actually immediately UT Dallas is able to run away with the first goal here after getting a good flick past Gill. It is important to note that we made another player swap. Hoosh walks out. Instead, we will have Instinct.
Gonna do a quick audio fix real quick there, but yeah, as you were talking about, offense doesn't always work, and as we can see right there, though, Boise State was just kind of tricked in that moment, as a nice flick over them was kind of the determiner, and so that's going to be a big problem. And we saw Boise State actually do that against Stonechild in the NACE match. It's just a lot of those quick decisions where you can just trick or juke someone out is huge in Rocket League because cars don't turn around easy. That's not you've gotta when you are committing to something, especially when you're boosting as fast as you do in upper levels of Rocket League, everything you think about is very calculated. So having to do those quick reactions can be really hard, especially if the ball goes straight over you.
Yeah, I totally agree. And we'll have to see kind of how they circumvent that at the end of the day. Boise State is a team that, like we talked about a little bit, they like to play really fast and loud. They like to play like they're playing the drums. So they really rely heavily on keeping that pressure during all points of the game. They do definitely have a defensive backline to hold on to being on the opposite end of that, but it's definitely not their focal point. We see Durtho feels very comfortable going for these really high in the air, weird, whoever even tries to read that kind of play, and he gets it every time, and Gill's always there to back it up, and Instinct is always there to go for his own solo plays as well. So it's a really offensively minded team. They're definitely capable of the defense, but they're definitely really hyper-focused on playing towards that specific strategy.
Yeah, and I think it's very interesting that we've seen in just times past, multiple games, that how often that does actually succeed. a lot of people like to say that a good offense is the best defense. Like that's just like something that a lot of teams like to employ, is just if we're really defensive, then we can stall out. But Boise State does a really good job of managing to push through that. And I think it's interesting because in a game like Rocket League, you can only make so many mistakes. And it looks like we're going to get back into the match here with UT Dallas at 1 score here. Durtho just barely saving a ball from them as Gil is going to try to knock the ball over to Durtho here. But it's going right back to Boise State's goal as it looks like the pressure is actually on them today.
They're quickly able to find a way out now. Instinct is pushing past the midfield line, gets the 50-50 towards mid. Luby goes to the fake and pushes it towards the corner. We're in a 2v2 right now. Durtho and Dalton taking each other out. They should be back now. Durtho is up, goes for the shot, can't quite get it. A good clear from Ghost. Instinct towards the corner. Has Gil, slow plays it, a pass off the wall from Luby, but it'll be knocked away by Durtho, looking for the solo play here. Can't quite get past Instinct. And now we are looking at an offensive push from Boise State, maybe led by Instinct, but they're not quite able to find the back of the net.
Gil bouncing the ball over to UT Dallas's side, but Luby gains control. Boise State's goal is very open right now as Gil and Durtho are trying to rotate back. Luby tries to go for the shot, but isn't able to get it. Ghost bounces it off the backboard, and Dalton goes in for one more try, but Durtho gains control of the ball here, bouncing it over to their side, gets it past one player, but UT Dallas is able to rotate back to protect their goal.
Pass out mid. Instinct gets blocked. Circles back around. Durtho will take it up the wall. Has the pass over mid. Can't quite do much else with it, playing it towards the wall. Instinct tries to get the shot, but can't. Falling behind Luby. Have a solo play opportunity here. Gets past one. Has no one left for the defense. Gil unable to make contact. Instinct can't get back in time. There's a 2-goal lead in favor of UT Dallas right now. It looks like they're not taking nearly as many shots as what it kind of feels like, but they're definitely making a really good... They're focused on the quality, for sure.
Yeah, and that's what they need right now. Ooh, Dalton able to get past Boise State on the kickoff here. Gil trying to contest him and get the ball away, and he does manage it to bounce over to their side. Durtho hits it off the back wall there. Instinct trying to follow up here, but it gets knocked away from him as Boise State's just trying their best to gain control of the ball. There's an empty net. Ooh, Gil almost gets it, but it's blocked by Ghost, who saves another ball from Boise State, bringing it over to Dalton, who's going to take a shot on goal, blocked by Durtho. Both teams right now are just going back and forth, trying to get shots in goal as much as possible, with some really close saves so far.
Gil tries to get the give and go to Durtho. A demo on the Luby might alleviate some pressure that UT Dallas is making. A good clear from Instinct, but they're not able to get past the midfield line. Goes to the follow-up, takes the shot, and he will find the back of the net off of a redirect pass from his team. UT Dallas taking a commanding lead. This is kind of a weird switch from what we just saw with Boise State earlier on. Feels like now they're on their defensive end quite a bit. But like I said in the first series in NACE, game 1 is game 1. There's game 2 to take and at least game 3 after that one. So we'll have to see what adjustments are made, or if UT Dallas is able to keep their adjustments just ahead a little bit.
Yeah, not only that, but Boise State still does have about 2 minutes here to try and come back from this. However, as we can see, UT Dallas does have control of the ball. Gil's going to try and take it away from them. Durtho bouncing it back, but just going back and forth as Gil, once again, gets a touch on the ball here. Trying to bring it over to UT Dallas's side, but they are countering Boise State pretty consistently right now. Ghost going up to try and block Instinct. Does get past. Gil goes for the shot, but it isn't able to get past the goalie. He does end up demoing him in the process, though.
Shot from Gil. Not able to get past the midfield line. Durtho has the follow-up, hits it back to himself, gets past one, gets past two. There might be no one back. There is. Durtho with the 1v3 will find the first goal for Boise State. We're at 1:33. They still need 2 just to force an overtime. They have their work cut out for them, but Durtho is willing to lead the charge on that. We'll have to see if solo plays end up being kind of the go-to for Boise State's offense here. It doesn't feel like those passing plays are connecting quite as well as they did in the NACE series.
Ooh, kickoff doesn't really go anywhere. Durtho gains control of it, though. Tries to go in for the aerial shot, but Luby blocks it as Gil gets demoed, not able to back up Durtho there. Instinct tries to gain control of the ball. Dalton goes for the shot, and Durtho blocks it as Luby bounces it away. Gil and Dalton and all of these players just backing, once again, bouncing it back and forth. This is some very fast-paced gameplay here as we see Gil and Durtho go in for another combo shot, getting the goal. bringing the score back 2-3, 1 goal separating the two teams right now.
It feels like the pressure that was mounted for UT Dallas in the first couple minutes, getting them all the way to a 3-goal lead, is starting to dissipate a little bit. It feels like Boise State's already kind of making the adjustments they need to stay ahead. Because since UT Dallas scored their 3rd goal, they've been held scoreless, and they have not been able to find any more offensive measures here. Gil, trying to create a little bit more time for his team here, has to get past one, is able to get past one, but not so much that Ghost can't come in to take it away anyways. Instinct with the 50-50, it'll go across to the other end. Durtho has the response, he bangs it downfield. Dalton rotating back, shadows, and looks to the play off the wall. Gil is up to respond, gets the pass out mid. No shot from Boise State, a long clear towards the net. Blocked at the last moment by Instinct. Durtho towards the wall. He's not quite able to get past the midfield line. They have the time is against them at this point. They only have about 20 seconds to find one more goal.
Yeah, 20 seconds left. Boise State is trying to go for another goal. Durtho bounces it off the back wall. Instinct tries to back him up, but the ball is not aligned where they need it to as they go for another shot with all the 3 UT Dallas players backing up to defend their goal here. 5 seconds left. Boise State goes in for one more. Demos Luby as Durtho tries to take the ball into the air for this last chance, but Dalton knocks it away off the side of the wall. Gil narrowly preventing it from hitting the ground here. As Boise State gets one more opportunity, Gil misses the ball, unfortunately, though, giving UT Dallas the first game of this series.
Yeah, and we kind of can see a sneak peek. Yep, the shots are actually even on both sides. So, at the end of the day, what I'm kind of thinking about going into this game 2 now is how UT Dallas, they had the lead from the beginning, and they were able to hold on to that lead up until the end. But at the end of the day, Boise State felt like they had all the momentum in those last minute and a half-ish. Yeah, because it was a minute and a half, because that's when Durtho scored. So if that remains true going into game 2, we could be looking at a scary situation for UT Dallas.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see that as it seemed like their momentum started to get cut off at the end there, so UT Dallas will want to be very careful here because if they let Boise State start ramping up and get into their tempo, it's going to start becoming a different game, something similar to what we've been talking about with just Boise State able to get shot after shot in. And that's something that's very interesting for CRL as a whole here, with both teams already trying to be really good on the pressure. So it's kind of a battle of who can really define the field at the start here.
Yeah, I think side control is going to be really important in this matchup, but I think quality of shots is probably going to be more important. It feels like both teams have a really good grasp on getting past the midfield line and working together, passing, going from just a clear to a pass instead of just long clears over and over again, making sure they're able to secure the pressure. So at the end of the day, if both teams are going to have kind of this battle in the midfield more often, it's probably going to be super important whichever team is able to put not the most shots, but the most quality shots on the back of the net.
And it looks like Boise State currently has control of the ball. And of course, as I say that, Ghost is going to get it away from them. Instinct trying to back it up. Dalton brings it over to Boise State's side, tries to go for an aerial shot, but Instinct knocks it away from the goal, preventing the waterfall from going in here. Now trying to dribble it over. It's blocked, and Gil's going to bounce it over UT Dallas. Durtho tries to go for the shot, but Dalton knocks it away.
Gil loses the 50 to Luby, who gets past one more. A good 50-50 from Durtho. He's able to get past one. Oh, it might be open. No connect from Ghost. I don't know if he got bumped. I couldn't tell from the angle. We'll have to watch it again here. A good 50 from Durtho on the wall, though. No, he just whiffed.
Just an unfortunate miscalculation there from Ghost, but it gave Durtho the first goal of the game for Boise State, changing the tempo of these series here as Boise State is able to take the lead immediately. Ooh, but a demo for both sides goes off the kickoff here with UT Dallas gaining control of the ball. Gil bounces it back onto their side, but no one's there to back him up, so Dalton is going to try and take a shot on goal. Misses on the side of the wall there, though.
Luby hits it towards the ceiling. Gil has a response, is able to hit it towards the corner. Follow-up, might be looking for the pass over to Instinct, but the 50-50 will spill out in front of his net still. Dalton with the response is able to get the pass. Gil has to hit it, and he does. He gets it out, but doesn't have control of the play. Ends up losing the 50-50 to Ghost, but Instinct is there to respond faster, pushing it towards the wall. Now they're just resetting, looking for another offensive play here. 2 players up for UT Dallas. This could be an opportunity they need. And now, Gil in the way, looking for the Doomsday Dish. He's not quite able to do it. Durtho can't make contact either. And now Instinct just has to play third man.
Ooh. UT Dallas bouncing the ball across the goal as Instinct and Durtho look for the lineup they need. They're not quite able to get it though, as Dalton is going to drive it down towards their goal. Instinct narrowly able to dribble it away from him at the last second here as Dalton bounces it off the back wall. Gil bounces it away from him. Another shot, close shot on goal here. As UT Dallas goes in to try and gain control of the ball, Durtho is able to get it instead, bringing it over to their side, bouncing it over Luby, but Dalton is there to prevent the goal. With Instinct trying to grab the ball here, UT Dallas having good control of their side right now, though, is able to bounce it away and keep their goal protected from Durtho here, who's going to try and bounce it away once again.
Instinct hitting towards the corner, has another touch, takes the shot, but Dalton is there. Pass over to Luby, he's able to get past one. Pressure in favor of Boise State still as they are able to get the shot over. Good 50-50 will result in a clear opportunity for UT Dallas. Quickly blocked. Gil is leading the way now. Ends up going for the pass over to Durtho, who can't quite make contact. Can't respond yet. They're just trying to keep pressure. It does feel like the side control has been in favor of Boise State so far. They've done a really good job of just forcing UT Dallas to play to their own game, but here's an opportunity now for UT Dallas. They're not quite able to make contact. Instinct is barely able to sneak it out in time.
Ghost tries to get the ball, but the 50-50 doesn't go his way as it goes to UT Dallas' side. Luby and Ghost passing it to each other. Ghost goes for the shot. Dalton tries to back him up, but they don't get the ball where they need to for the goal, so Durtho clears it across the side. Ooh, Dalton and Luby go for another shot. Nice passing between the two right now, but Instinct is able to get the ball away from them, drive up the side of the wall here. Knocked away by Luby, though. Gil's going to come up and bounce the ball off the ceiling. Durtho tries to launch it up as well. Dalton's going to gain control of the ball in the air, and Gil launches it towards UT Dallas's goal. Luby is able to block the goal, though, as not really a lot of control for either team. They're just bouncing it back and forth right now. Instinct blocks the ball going to goal. 1 minute remaining with Boise State trying to defend their goal, but Luby sneaks past them, bringing the score up 1-1.
There's just no third man in the way here for Boise State. They got the one clear, but it wasn't enough. Pass right back mid. UT Dallas had their opportunity. Less than a minute left on this clock. We're coming down to the wire. Both teams should start to feel the pressure a little bit. If UT Dallas comes away with this, they are in a match point situation. But if they don't, we're going to essentially a best of three. Right off the bat, though. Pressure is not leaning towards any team in particular. Boise State is able to clear it out with Instinct's help, but they can't keep past the midfield line or keep the pressure, so Gil will go for the solo play against the wall. Can't quite do it. This is rolling in front of the net. Instinct needs to take it away, and he does. Play towards the wall. Durtho has a response over to Instinct, who hits it back up. A demo on Instinct, but Durtho has enough time to just take the shot. Luby has his back turned. This could be an opportunity, but at the last moment, he's able to get it out. Gil towards the wall is just trying to create more pressure. Goes for the ceiling touch here. Able to get past one, but can't get past Dalton as he will clear it away and towards Ghost.
Luby tries to go for the ball, narrowly misses it when it's bounced away by Instinct. 8 seconds left. Both teams are trying their best to gain control of the ball before overtime here. As Gil launches it away, Luby gains control. Durtho's going to bounce it towards the goal, but it hits the wall, and two players are there to prevent it as we go into overtime now. Dalton wins the 50-50 on kickoff, but Durtho's able to recover the ball and begins an aerial approach to the goal. Ghost blocks it as Instinct is going to try and gain control. Gil passes it up, hits the ceiling, though. Boise State doesn't have the right setup they need for the goal. Ooh, Instinct tries to go for the shot, but it's blocked by UT Dallas here as Ghost clears the ball over to Boise State's side.
Gil has the read off the ceiling here, goes for the pass out mid. Dalton is there, he does get the clear over. Instinct off the wall, back to himself, maybe looks for the pass out mid. Doesn't have much else to do with it. Durtho gets the 50-50 towards the wall. Instinct can respond again. The 50-50 is gonna roll out. This could look good for Gil, but no, Luby is gonna be there first. Durtho passes back to himself on the wall, battling for it in the midfield line, looking for a way past one, but he can't do it. Gil is keeping pressure in the corner, has the pass out mid. Luby can't quite make contact, but Instinct doesn't have an angle. Durtho with the shot, the bar down, but it will bounce out. Instinct has a shot too, but he can't quite make contact. A pelting at the UT Dallas back post now, but they can't quite find a way in.
Gil bounces the ball up in the air, and Durtho's going to try and drive it over, but Dalton takes it away, giving UT Dallas the chance to try and go for the goal, but Instinct is able to bounce it away and tries to get a shot on goal, but Luby blocks it. Once again, just back and forth here. Both teams are trying their best, but haven't quite found the foothold they need to actually make the goal here, as we're approaching the 1 minute 30-second marks in this overtime.
Pass one, Dalton's up, looking for the play here now, over to Luby. Can't quite do it, Ghost will follow up behind. Instinct, 50-50, loses over to Ghost. Durtho's the last man back, has to get the clear. He can't quite get a good enough one. It's still in the danger zone, but Instinct has the follow-up. Might have another one off the wall. He does. Ends up losing it out. It's just towards the net. Gil has a big save. Durtho with a huge clear out. A response from Instinct almost gets another redirect shot, but he can't quite do it. 50-50 from Durtho. Off the wall, looks for the pass out mid, over to Gil. It's high, and he can't quite get away with it. Now Dalton with the clear out. We're at 2 minutes of overtime now. Oh, Luby's almost able to break it, but he can't. Durtho with the clear at the last minute. Instinct with a shot. They're able to break past the midfield line. This could be an opportunity, but it's just going to diffuse in the corner.
Dalton trying to clear the ball over to Boise State's side. Ghost is going to follow him up. Gil is demoed. This might be the opportunity UT Dallas needs, but it goes over to their side instead as Luby tries to recover the ball, driving it across the wall past the goal here. Instinct bounces it away from him. Dalton tries to follow up Luby, but Durtho is just going to try and keep it on UT Dallas' side. Both teams are vying for the ball, bouncing it back and forth, trying to get their side control. Instinct bounces it off the wall. Gil is set up to try and launch it towards goal now as he goes up into the air. Ghost redeflects it a little bit though, so he's not able to get the shot that he wants.
Dalton gets the clear across. Ghost is there, but Gil is there first. Passes it off the wall. Dalton with a clear towards the midfield line. Goes with the redirect. It's towards the net, but Durtho is there. It'll clear out towards the corner. Has it back to himself. Is able to get past one. The 50-50 will go over to Ghost, who takes the shot, but he can't quite do it. It'll hang out. Luby will take the shot from the midfield off of a pass. The give and go is not good enough. It won't get past Gil. Gil's looking for a play past one. Maybe looks for the pass here. Durtho calls him off and goes for it. Can't get the shot himself. They'll play past the midfield line. Luby can't keep it out of play. Durtho's up. Draws out two defenders, but can't do much else. Pass over to Gil. Blocked. It's going to hang out in front of the net. Luby is able to get the clear over. We're at 3 minutes and 30 seconds of overtime now. We're looking at almost an entirely full game. Instinct looking for the shot off the backboard. Has the read. Can't quite make contact. Gil playing it towards the wall. Leaves it for Durtho. Instinct leaves it for Durtho. He goes for the solo play. Maybe towards the ceiling. Past one, but can't get past the second. Continuing the onslaught towards the back of the net, but they can't quite find a way through. And Durtho just barely hits it wide.
Ooh, Dalton trying to bring the ball up into the air, but Gil knocks it away from him, ruining his flow right here. Instinct tries to take a shot on goal, but it's just a little wide, hitting the cross guards. Goes up in the air. The ball is just sitting in front of the goal as Ghost knocks it away, not wanting to take any chances here. Dalton tries to clear it, gets it over Instinct's head as Durtho and Gil rotate back. Durtho's able to block it from going in the goal as Ghost tries to bring it over to Boise State's side. And Dalton up in the air. Gil bounces it over to UT Dallas. Ghost bounces it back, and Dalton tries to bounce it over to the wall, looking for the opening they need to get this goal. We're now 4 minutes and 39 seconds into overtime here. Both teams just are not able to find the opening as their defense has not seemed to show any cracks just yet.
Gil trying to get past Luby, gets the 50-50. It'll roll over to the other side. Ghost ends up taking the ball away from Luby, playing it out in the corner. He'll get the clear over. Instinct with the shot, blocked by Luby. Now Gil able to get past one. We are officially past 2 games of gameplay here in this overtime. Instinct looking to just keep the ball to himself, but can't quite do it. A good 50-50 will keep them in control of the pressure a little longer. I feel like we've had pressure for Boise State for maybe like the last minute and a half, maybe longer at this point. It's got to start wearing on UT Dallas eventually, but props on them holding on. Ghost has an opportunity for a shot. Durtho able to get the clear. Luby with the shot from the corner, but he can't quite do it. Instinct with the clear out is able to take it past one. Maybe looks for the solo play here. Gets the pass over to Durtho in the air. Durtho got bumped. Gil has to respond. He does, but it's in the midfield. It's a dangerous spot. Durtho needs to respond first, and he does. Instinct has a follow-up, but not the connection. Now Dalton is able to clear and make pressure for his team, but Gil just has to pop it up. This is dangerous, but Durtho has the clear away.
Dartho clearing it over to UT Dallas's side. Ghost and Dalton trying to recover the ball as Instinct looks for his opening. Dalton brings it over to the what looks like might be an empty goal, but Gil and Dartho redirect it. Once again on UT Dallas's side here, Luby's going to try and clear it, but Gil is lying in wait. Ghost manages to get it over, but Dartho's going to block it. Just back and forth once again. Both teams trying to take as many shots as possible here, looking for their openings. Instinct bouncing it away from Dalton as it goes over to Ghost. Dartho bringing it over to UT Dallas' side. It bounces towards the goal. He might have the opening he needs, but it goes over and up towards the ceiling, allowing Luby and Ghost to clear it. Ooh, and another just missed shot there from Dartho. Instinct rotating up from the top. Ball gets bounced away from him. Dalton bringing it back over to Boise State's side. Dartho and Gil trying to recover it.
Instinct pushing downfield. Has the shot. Might be open, and it is. Finally, after basically 7 minutes of overtime, we will finally conclude game 2. We'll be going to a best-of-3 scenario.
Yeah,
My goodness.
Just a nice, quick angle shot there from Instinct from the, just from the ground there too. You know, sometimes the flashy top, like, you know, waterfall shots are all good, but sometimes that's what you need. And as you could see from those stats right there, there was a lot of shots taken at the end, with most all of it pretty even.
Yeah, I mean, well, I even said, wow, you can look. We had, what, a 12-minute game? The side control was 50-50 exactly. I mean,
that's insane.
I mean,
that's impressive.
I mean, that's kind of what I thought. I mean, this is a series where it feels like there's no such thing as one team having all the pressure and then one team having all the pressure on the other side. It's just back and forth battling, and neither team was able to finish it off until we got all the way to 7 minutes in the overtime. That was stressful.
Yeah, no, that was a lot, and especially that because they really couldn't find a wear in each other's defenses, which is impressive because 7 minutes of overtime, you'd think that people are starting to get wary, like tired, like they've been going back and forth. Like there was so many times where it looked like they had an open goal and then suddenly someone was there. And so you'd think after a little bit people would be getting tired, but no, it took just a small, quick shot in between two cars to actually be able to end it there. And that wasn't even like a defense break. It was just a really nice angle from Instinct there too.
Yeah, I mean, it just barely found the opening in the armor there for a minute. Just not quite having the speed there from UT Dallas to remain in control of their backline. But we'll have to see what it looks like going into this game now. Possibly looking at a really scary situation. Dartho not quite able to do much else with it. Just has to back out. Gil against the wall is able to get it back to himself. Past one. Fakes underneath one, takes the shot over to Instinct, who gets the pass. Oh my goodness, he does. I thought it was out. Instinct is able to get the second touch off the corner. They're barely able to sneak it in. I feel like that's kind of a testament to last game as well. It's like every goal, barely able to sneak it in.
That second tap was what Instinct needed too. You could see that it was going to go out wide if he hadn't managed to hit it with the top of his car there. So that was impressive. Going into the next kickoff, Gil is able to get the ball away from Luby and drive it up the side of UT Dallas's wall here, but no one's there to back him up not just yet. And this Ghost is going to bounce it away here. Gil's going to rotate back to recover the ball, but it goes wide because of Dalton here. Dartho trying to launch it into the air. Instinct driving it up to the goal, pops it over the UT Dallas defenders, getting the second score of the game here. Looks like Instinct's just quick shots are going to be Boise State's way to success right now.
This is the first time Boise State has gotten their security goal in this series now. With less than a minute shaved off the clock, this is not looking good for UT Dallas, but they're definitely able to come back. This is almost ringing as an exact mirror of what happened in game 1. But Boise State have that burst of confidence from the game 2 overtime. Feels like the wear is not really affecting them yet. Off the wall here, we could be looking at a UT Dallas shot, but it's not quite able to find the back of the net yet. Dartho with a pinch off of a teammate is able to get it over to Instinct, who taps it down. Dartho with the 50-50. It'll roll out mid. Luby giving it over to Gil, now just takes it towards the corner, knows he has time, has to get past one defender. He's able to do it, has one more to get past, maybe goes to the pass out here. He gets the demo and the pass over to Dartho. This is an open net. Instinct is going to score that every single time. A hat trick for Instinct with less than 2 minutes shaved off the clock. This is an explosive start for Boise State. Literally in Game 3.
That demo right there was so incredibly helpful for that goal. It left Instinct with a wide open shot, giving him the first hat trick here. Going to the next kickoff, UT Dallas tries to get the upper hand, but the ball is bounced away from them. As Ghost and Dalton try to recover it, Instinct goes in for another shot right off the bat there. Instinct just not letting up right now. He wants all the goals. Dirtho's gonna try and drive up the wall and set up another one, but is thwarted by UT Dallas again.
Instinct has a good 50-50 there. Dalton's still in the way. He's just going to try to put it in the corner and waste time. Gill is not going to let that happen. Bad 50-50 for Boise State. It's going to roll out towards their net, but they do have plenty of time to make the block. It's not that fast. Instinct gets the pinch off the wall. Maybe has a shot of his own here. Actually, Luby's in the way. Goes to the bump on Luby. It's hanging in front of the net. Someone has to be up. Dirtho is going for the pass. Almost gets the self-shot off the ceiling. Can't do much else with it. Gill hits it towards the corner. Instinct is there. Plays it back to himself. A demo. It's coming. Oh, it's almost going across, but Gill's going to be able to be in the way. It's going to hit out in front of the net. Dalton takes the shot. Dirtho's there. Hits it over. Gill might be there. He's not actually. Luby's able to take it towards the wall. Plays it into the corner, has to get past one and can't quite do it. Instinct with the 50-50 is able to get under one. Ghost takes a shot here, blocked by Gill. It'll roll out towards the corner. Another shot from Luby, but it's blocked at the last minute. The Boise State defense is barely hanging on as we cross the middle of this game now. They're getting pelted, but they're not able to find any way through. Hanging on for dear life. Gill is finally able to pass the midfield line here off of 50-50. It'll spill out to Instinct.
Instinct trying to gain control of the ball is thwarted by Ghost and Luby as they bring it back over to Boise State's side as they have to rotate here. Shot taken on goal. Gill's able to deflect it. Dalton brings it up, but Dirtho is there waiting, and he's going to try and bring the shot over to goal here, but it's deflected. Gill trying to contest the 50-50. Succeeds once, but not twice, as Luby's able to gain control of the ball now, bringing it over to Boise State's side once again. Shot off the ceiling here. Bounces it over to Instinct. Dalton isn't going to let him have the ball anywhere near the goal anymore, though, so it goes back to Gill. Dalton clearing it once again. Just a lot of clearing for UT Dallas. They're just trying to keep Boise State away from the goal. They might get their opportunity here, but Dirtho's not going to let them set up a shot as Instinct bounces the ball off of UT Dallas's back wall here. Ghost is able to redeflect it over to Boise State's side with Dalton going for the ball here. Luby trying to back him up. Ooh, almost goes into the goal. That was a close shot that Gill might not have been able to save if anyone had been there to back him up, but Gill's able to gain control of the ball now.
The 50-50.
1 minute remaining now.
Dalton's able to be in the way, but not well enough. Dirtho just taps away. Dirtho or Dalton with a shot to finally break through. UT Dallas adding another goal to their name here. A good shot from Dalton. Just Dirtho not quite able to get the clear he wanted. Hopped on immediately. Could be looking at a close game still. Little bit less than 1 minute left on the clock. That's plenty of time to score 2 goals. Kind of, yeah, an exact mirror image to what we saw in game 1 now. Boise State with the 3-0 lead, but held scoreless for a while. Hat trick from Instinct. Gill is able to put it over towards the corner. Towards Instinct now, who doesn't really have a good enough read to go for it initially. Now Gill pushing it towards the wall, has to get past one. He does. He has the follow-up. He has the boost to make it happen. He's just going to take the shot, force Dalton to make the save, and he does. Follows the ball into the corner, steals the boost, and gets the demo, picking up plenty of pressure for his team, but Dalton's able to pinch it past. Gill with the pinch back towards his own net. Dirtho not able to make contact, or maybe just going for the fake, is letting it roll into the corner. Instinct is past one, only has one to get past, but he can't quite do it. The shot from Dalton will not cross the midfield line, and Gill with the follow-up. Doesn't look good for UT Dallas here. And as the clock winds down, Boise State will be put in a match point situation. They're definitely feeling good after that game, and after the overtime win, we'll have Boise State at match point going into game 4.
You can see, man, even despite all of that, the side control is still so close, which is incredible. Though the total shots taken was 50-50 this time.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely looked swayed a little bit on the pressure end in terms of the other two stats. But at the end of the day, yeah, Boise State definitely they're riding that positive momentum after that long overtime. It does feel awfully devastating to go that long into a game and then end up losing it. It's still just one game, but it feels like so much more when it does happen. So I definitely understand maybe an energy shift from UT Dallas. But at the end of the day, I mean, they still are holding their own in every single game. They're not getting swept at all. Boise State is not getting away with nearly as much as they have in other series as well. So UT Dallas definitely has the opportunity to switch it. I mean, if Game 3 played out exactly like Game 1, we could see, a complete mirroring. We'd go back to another 12-minute game. So all things considered, anything is still on the table with both these rosters.
Yeah, as we get into this next game here, Gil is already trying to get a goal for Boise State, but Durtho has to try and back him up here. UT Dallas is just defending the goal, not letting them get the angles they want. Instinct's going to try and bounce the ball into the air, but it's deflected by Luby, and Ghost is going to pop the ball up into the air for their team to try and clear over to Boise State's side here. Let's see, Dalton driving with the ball, Gil in hot pursuit. Gonna launch it over to their goal. Dalton getting the save before they can get a second touch on the ball. Instinct going in for another shot. Gil trying to follow up, but UT Dallas is just holding down the fort here. Dalton driving it over to Boise State's side. Instinct bouncing it back. Luby goes for the goal, but Gil just barely manages to bounce it away in time. Both teams already out, just trying to get as many goals as they possibly can, or just as many clean shots, with both defenses already going strong.
Shot here from Ghost, barely able to get in the way. Instinct to go off the back wall. Gil with the long clear past Luby. Oh, balls his own teammate there a little bit. Durtho was able to get past one. He only has one defender in his way. He goes for the flip reset. It's barred down, and he gets the follow-up to himself off of the crossbar here. We can see the shot did not exactly go immediately where he wanted it to, but he just ended up on the crossbar. He's like, all right, fine, I'll finish it. If you're not going to go the first time, I'll make sure we get in there the second time. Boise State leading by 1. This is the pressure they need to close out this series, but still a long way to go.
Ooh, Dalton getting control of the ball on Boise State's side. Durtho tries to cover the goal, but the ball is popped right over him, just barely, not able to get enough boost upwards, giving UT Dallas a goal in return here. They are not going to let this series go easy. 1-1 with 3 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock as we go into this next kickoff. Instinct gains control of the ball for a second, but Ghost gets a touch on it, allowing his Durtho to try and bounce it off the ceiling. Tries to set up for Gil, but the ball is bounced away, so Instinct tries to go in for the cover shot. Ooh, but Ghost... Yeah, both teams. Ghost just trying to deflect as many balls as possible, same as Ubi. Good defense on the side of UT Dallas today, not letting Boise State take any shots they don't want them to.
It'll hang out in the midfield line. No team gaining pressure yet. Instinct is trying to lead the initiative here. Gets past one. Durtho goes for the bump, and he doesn't quite get it. Gil has to play third man, waiting for his team to get back. Slows it down. Instinct does have the clear over. Has to get past one. He can't quite do it. It's pinched towards the net. Can Gil get there in time? And he can. He'll push out towards the corner. He's able to get past another defender. Not quite. Oh, no, he does have the flick pass, and then Durtho with the follow-up means that they'll get some pressure here. But it is short-lived. After a 50-50, will push them back into their own end. A good clear out. Has a response from Durtho. It's hanging in front of the net. Dalton has to get the clear, and he does. Hanging in front of the net now. Dalton's able to flick it over to Luby. A good shot and a good pass, but no follow-up as Durtho's able to clear it out.
Durtho gonna dribble the ball away from Ghost. Man, Dalton's gonna bounce it back, trying to keep it on Boise State's side to give his team the opportunity to score a goal here. Gil goes up into the air, tries to get it over Ghost, but Ghost deflects it, bounces it off the back, and Luby's able to get the pass and the read, and giving UT Dallas 2-1, I think?
Yes,
2-1.
they're leading.
Leading in UT Dallas's favor right now. Just can see Durtho just wasn't in the spot he needed to be as Luby was able to get the read, putting them in the lead for this match with 2 minutes left on the clock here.
Instinct off the wall. Not quite able to contact a shot from Ghost. Has to be blocked by Gil. He does get it, but the 50-50 is right in front of the net. A good clear out from Instinct on the follow-up. Ghost will hit it back over. Dalton with the fake, takes it towards the wall, gets past one, might have an open net. Is able to get past another, but can't put it in. Oh my gosh. The pinch away. Durtho has the follow-up immediately. Takes the shot. Ghost is up and in the way. Has the response. And now we're just battling for the midfield again. Instinct's able to get past one. not able to get past another. Zertho has to play some defense now. Pinches it past one. Dalton is there to respond. A good 50-50 from Instinct will give him some space. Trying to push it past one, but can't do it.
Gil bounces the ball away, wins a 50-50, but Luby catches it before he can recover. Durtho bouncing it to the midfield as Instinct takes it into the air, tries to go for the shot, but Ghost blocks it. Both teams trying to vie for control of the ball. Dalton with a demo on Gil is able to get past. Demos Durtho as well. Might be what they need, but Instinct and Gil are fast on the recovery here. 1 minute remaining for Boise State to try and tie this up. But it keeps going back to their side, so they're struggling a little bit as Ghost and Dalton try to set up for a goal. Gil blocks it. Ghost tries to go for the recover. Oh, just barely hits the corner. Luby's not able to follow up as Durtho knocks it away. Dalton goes in for another shot, but Gil's able to drive it away from the goal, and Durtho clears it.
This could be an opportunity. Oh, but they can't quite get out of the way. Durtho has to take the shot down, taps it down over to Gil. Oh my gosh, it'll go in. Was that an own goal?
Oh my gosh.
Or was it a bump? I couldn't even tell.
Looks like bounces off the side, down to...
Oh, it was an own goal. It was an own goal. I mean, that's exactly what you're looking for if you're Boise State.
I mean, yeah. Boise State, just UT Dallas in their panic, end up bouncing the ball into their own goal, making the game 2-2 with 30 seconds on the clock. Boise State does not want to go into overtime again, as they saw what happens if they let that happen too quickly. But unfortunately, UT Dallas doesn't want to give up with a fight either, so just around the midfield we go, trying to gain control of the ball. Dalton goes in for the shot. Instinct blocks it. 9 seconds left now as Luby goes in for one more. Ghost tries to keep it away from their own goal as Gil's going to try and drive it past them. Ball goes into the air with 1 second left. Durtho keeping it in the air for as long as possible, but it's going to hit the ground, and we go into overtime for the second time this series.
Oh my goodness. Please, not another 12-minute game.
Oh no, right off the bat. Okay, I wish too soon. That's not what I meant. You know, in like an even middle, like a minute.
Your wish was heard. So instead of 12 minutes, it was 5 seconds.
Yeah.
As UT Dallas takes the game, bringing us into the 5th match of the series. As we can see, the side control shifted slightly in Boise State's favor, and the shots overall were taken more by UT Dallas in this game, which is interesting because for the most part,
it did feel like UT Dallas had a, kind of a really good lead there, keeping pressure and just trying to go for these crazy shots that we see a little bit more from the Durtho and Instinct combo on the offensive end. But at the end of the day, it was a really close series. So now we're essentially going to Game 5, which is essentially Game 6, right? At this point.
With the overtime, it's basically 6 games.
Oh my goodness. And if we have another crazy overtime, it's basically turned a best of 5 into a best of 7 somehow.
Which is insane.
I mean,
and it looks like we're going to get into it really quick. Dalton already trying to go for a shot, does not want that overtime that we keep mentioning, so we're going to try and end this quickly. But Gil and Instinct are able to recover the ball. Luby bounces it towards the goal. Durtho and Instinct are lying in wait to save the ball, though. So it continues to stay on Boise State's side for a little bit longer. Instinct trying to drive up the wall and get it over to UT Dallas, but Luby's there to block. Looking for the setup here. Durtho clears it over Dalton, has a nice shot onto goal, but Ghost was there protecting. Rotations were not off today as they were able to keep the goal clear and safe.
50-50 in front of the net. Could be an opportunity, but Luby has the clear over to Ghost, who takes the shot. A redirect. Durtho is able to make the diving save at the last moment. Dalton hits it towards the backboard. It's just going to bounce out. Gil has the control. Tries to look for Instinct here. Dribbles it over one. Dribbles it over two. Durtho with the shot. The 50-50 is going to spill out towards the sidewall. Instinct will push it mid, but can't do anything else. Dalton has a clear over to Ghost. Gets the response immediately. The pap over. Now a shot here. It's going to be a little bit high. Instinct is able to get the clear over.
See, Ghost bouncing the ball over to UT Dallas' side. Durtho gaining control. Sorry, Boise State side. Durtho gaining control. Instinct bouncing it over to Durtho, trying to set up a pass. Luby blocks them from setting up a shot on goal and brings it over to Boise State's side, but Durtho's able to recover the ball and keep them from setting up. Ghost goes in, but Gil blocks the goal once again. But Dalton sneaks by Gil, getting a score for UT Dallas here. Yeah, just Gil deflects the first one, but you can see Dalton sneaks past just barely as Durtho and Instinct tried to recover the ball there, giving UT Dallas the first point of the game with 3 minutes 30 seconds left on the clock. There's still a lot of room for play here.
It definitely feels like Dalton is all over the offensive end for UT Dallas right now. Every single time that the kickoff happens, he's already there. Even if it's not in their favor, he's trying to find a way to get that easy, cheap goal. And he scores that last one, kind of a clutch goal for UT Dallas to get away with the pressure early here they haven't had for a couple games now. 50-50 is not going to go directly in the favor of Boise State, but Instinct is able to respond first. Durtho has the next touch. The shot is not quality enough to find the back of the net. A good clear from Dalton. Gil's going to pass it all the way over to Durtho, who's going for the ceiling touch. He's going to tap it down, but does not quite have the angle to get it over to Gil. Pass off the mid wall. Dalton has the clear out. Durtho up and in the way. He's trying to look for a play of his own. Gets past one. It's going to bounce in front of the net, but a clear out from Ghost means they will have a little bit more space to work with now. Gil slowing the play down, able to get past one. The flick over is past Instinct. A response from Ghost. Look for the pass out mid, but Instinct has the touch first.
Dalton getting control of the ball. Gil is demoed, preventing him from being able to do anything, but Instinct gains control of the ball, brings it into the air. Luby blocks it from going to the goal, though. Gil tries to make another shot, but Luby and Dalton, once again, they're waiting as the ball goes up the side of the wall. Instinct looking for a way to waterfall it down, but isn't able to get the shot he needs. Ghost brings it up into the air, tries to pop it over Gil, who grabs it and passes it over to Instinct, who once again tries to bring it over to the goal, just barely hitting the top bar there. It was such an easy empty goal there, but unfortunately the shot was wide. It's now on Boise State's side with Luby trying to set up a goal. Instinct's waiting to get another aerial shot. Bounces up into the air. Dalton and Ghost trying to recover. Durtho gets a close shot there on the goal, but it doesn't have the momentum to get quite where they needed it as it bounces off the backboard now. Gil bouncing it away from Luby, but he gains control of it. Instinct passing it back up and over UT Dallas. Dalton driving the wall, looking to try and bounce it away from goal. Just another hit on the crossguard there. Both teams trying. Instinct gets demoed, giving UT Dallas a potential advantage, but Gil keeps the ball on their side, keeping the pressure up, giving Instinct time to recharge. 1 minute remaining now. As we're getting into this, both teams looking for their opening that they need to get the next goal.
Durtho's trying to find that. They're running out of time to make it happen. Takes the shot from the ceiling, can't quite do it. Gil taking the space. They need a clutch opportunity here. Instinct is given the 50-50, takes it up the wall. Response from Durtho, can't get past Ghost. Instinct also can't get past Ghost. Gil has to pop it up. Ghost has the shot towards the net, and it's just in. No Boise State defender there. UT Dallas have the security goal they need to close out the series. There's 30 seconds left on the clock. Less than that, actually. They need 2 very clutch goals in order to stay alive in this series now.
Yeah, Boise State's going to want to get a goal off the kickoff here if they want to be able to have a chance to be able to tie this up for overtime. But UT Dallas knocks it over to Boise State's side. Durtho tries to recover it, but Dalton isn't going to let him drive it up the wall. Gil tries to knock it, but Luby goes for a shot. A demo on Dalton might give Boise State what they need to get it over to the other side, but we've hit the 10-second mark. Boise State isn't able to get it off their side here as they're just vying for control of the ball. Gil manages to hit it down, but Dalton goes for one more shot. Luby tries to back him up. The ball is in the air. We've hit 1 second. It hits the ground, meaning UT Dallas is going to be the winner of this game here. Once again, though, total shots 50-50.
Yeah, the pressure kind of felt equal, but that will close out that series for us. An extremely tight series and a long one, to say the least.
Essentially 6 games just back and forth, neither team wanting to give it up. But as always, we have to thank the Idaho Army National Guard, who invites you to take your impressive critical thinking skills into real time. With more than 10 jobs offering a $20,000 bonus and your degree of choice paid for, the Idaho Army National Guard is the best team to join. Reach out to them on Twitch at iGuard Gaming. Yeah, just once again, really incredible match. Just the back and forth was insane there. And the fact that despite all of that, they were staying so close shot for shot. Side control was so even the entire time. For the most part, the only thing that was different consistently was boosts.
Yeah, Boost changed a lot, didn't it? It went from all one-sided to very in the middle to all one-sided on the other side and just back and forth, left and right from start to finish. But yeah, I don't know. That was a tight series. It's hard to even analyze that one because it felt like Rocket League was played not perfection, but like really tight and fast all game.
There were very little openings made, and so the openings that actually were available were the points when they got goals, which was incredible to see because normally you notice like over time just the level of defense going down, especially after, like we talked about, essentially six matches due to the overtime.
Yeah.
So it's incredible that till the very last match, both teams were so evenly tight right there. But the question, of course, is going to be player of the game. With just how much footage, we got there, just, I don't know. It's kind of hard to say.
It is really hard to say. I think if I had to give it to anyone, honestly, I would say one for either team, Instinct and Dalton. I think Dalton really showed up in those last 2 games especially. He had a bunch of really clutch goals, and he was really already all over the offensive end. But for me, I think Instinct really showed up, even though they didn't come away with the series. Instinct's clutch goal in that 12 minutes overtime just kind of mind-boggling, and it was a really cool series all around. But all 6 of those players, it was so long, and every player got involved. All 6 of those players could walk away player of the game, and I would have nothing to say about it. I was like, yeah, obviously.
Yeah, no, I think any one of them could deserve it, and I think I'm going to have to agree with you on Instinct, though. Just the clutch goal there and just a couple other moments, he was really instrumental in Boise State getting any momentum there started, which was what helped them take it all the way to 5 games. But we'll have to see now as we go into player of the game to see who really got it in the end here.
Oh, and it will end up being Durtho. I mean, yeah, again, I'm like, obviously. Durtho obviously popped off today, too. I think he kind of ended up being the catalyst for Boise State having those comeback moments after losing the first series and having a tight game 2. He definitely showed up in a way that allowed them to put so much pressure on UT Dallas to begin with.
Yeah, no, Durtho had a lot of incredible plays. And as always, today's Player of the Game is brought to you by Idaho Central Credit Union. ICCU believes a great player makes a team more successful, just like how Idaho Central helps its members achieve financial success. Durtho is your Idaho Central Credit Union Player of the Game. Once again, congratulations, Durtho, and all the members of the teams. It was incredible. Durtho managed to get a lot of really clutch plays, but like we were talking about, any one of them could have been the player of the game tonight. Durtho just managed to get a lot of really nice goals there for Boise State, the couple matches that they managed to keep up the pressure.
Yeah, well, that's classic Durtho for you at this point. Classic everyone, but classic Durtho going for all those shining shots and getting away with it.
Yeah, if you're watching Durtho play, you got to expect that anytime he goes up in the air with the ball, it's going to be nasty, especially if Instinct or Gil manage to clear the way to the goal for him.
Yep.
But as we're getting into these last minutes, do you have any final thoughts on the matches?
Man, I mean, I guess midfield control ended up being the end of the day. Midfield control ended up being the axe for that last game. It was very impressive to see the battle back and forth instead of a one pressure at any given point in time.
Yeah, no, like we had been talking about at the very beginning, midfield play was incredibly important to all of this. Just there was no back and forth like that really let either team kind of break through as side control was so even. So whoever managed to get control of the midfield for even just a couple seconds there was able to really push it into victory, which is why UT Dallas managed to take the win tonight. But as we get into the top 5 plays of the game, as always, the Idaho Army National Guard invites you to take your impressive critical thinking skills into real time. With more than 10 jobs offering a $20,000 bonus and your degree of choice paid for, the Idaho Army National Guard is the best team to join. Reach out to them on Twitch at iGuard Gaming. We will now present you the top 5 plays of the game. Enjoy and have a good night.
Gil loses the 50 to Luby, who gets past one more. A good 50-50 from Durtho. He's able to get past one. Oh, it might be open. No connect from Ghost. I don't know if he got bombed. I couldn't tell from the angle. We'll have to watch it again here. A good 50 from Durtho on the wall, though. No, he just whiffed.
Just an unfortunate miscalculation.
Get past one defender. He's able to do it. Has one more to get past. Maybe goes to the pass out here. He gets a demo and the pass over to Durtho. This is an open net. Instinct is going to score that every single time. A hat trick for Instinct with less than 2 minutes shaved off the clock. This is an explosive start for Boise State, literally, in game 3. pressure they need to close out this series, but it's still a long way to go.
Ooh, Dalton getting control of the ball on Boise State's side. Durtho,
Ooh.
tries to cover the goal, but the ball is popped right over him, just barely, not able to get enough boost upwards, giving UT Dallas a goal, and Durtho clears it.
This could be an opportunity. Oh, but they can't quite get out of the way. Durtho has to take the shot now, taps it down over to Gill. Oh my gosh, it'll go in. Was that an own goal?
Oh my gosh.
Or was it a bump? I couldn't even tell.
Looks like bounces off the side, down to...
Oh, it was an own goal. It was an
to overtime for the second time this series.
Oh my goodness. Please, not another 12-minute game.
Oh no, right off the bat. Okay, I wish too soon. That's not what I meant. You know what, like an even middle, like a minute.
Your wish was heard, so instead of 12 minutes, it was 5 seconds.